Hello students, this class we will discuss about what is real object, virtual object and real image and virtual image. Let us see what is real object. So real object, real object. So what is real object? So real object, suppose if you consider a mirror, this is a mirror, plain mirror, one side is silver coated. This is a smooth plain mirror. One side is silver coated. Now, if you take an object here, this is O is an object. This is an object. Now, you know you have an image formed at the same distance at other side. At other side. So this object distance is equal to image distance. So this I can consider as image. So this is the image and this is the object. This is called as a real object. When this is called as a real object. So, as you know, when the light is incident on this object, this light rays will be, the incident light rays will be diverged. See, the light rays will be diverged. When this light rays will be diverged, then this object can be a real object. So, I can call it as when incident rays are diverged, then you can call it as real object. Simple, real object. Now what is virtual object? Virtual object. What is virtual object? See, consider here a plain mirror. Of course, one side is silver coated. Now, what is virtual object? Now, virtual object, you have to consider the behind the mirror. So, this is a virtual object. So, virtual object I can consider as O dash is the virtual object. O dash is the virtual object. So, here the rays are converging. Here the rays are converging. So that means, see, in this case, if you observe here, the rays are converging. Virtual object. So this is virtual object. So what is this real object? When incident rays are diverging, see the incident rays are diverging, then it is called as real object. See, in this case, the incident rays are converging. See, the incident rays are converging. So, virtual object, clear, incident rays are, what happens? Converging. See, they are converging at this point. So, this is called as converging. Then, it is virtual object. So in this case, real object, the incident rays are diverging, and virtual object, the incident rays are converging. Simple thing. Or you can say that this is beyond the mirror. If the object is beyond the mirror, you can call it as real object. Or if the object is behind the mirror, then you can call it as virtual object. So beyond and behind, in front and back of the mirror. So this is called as real object and that is called as virtual object. So one thing you have to keep in mind, here the rays are diverging, here the rays are converging. Here the incident rays are diverging, here the incident rays are converging. I hope you understand this, what is real object and real virtual object, real object and virtual object. Please copy. Now going for the real image and virtual image. So now I am going to discuss the real image and virtual image. So here we need some focus. to understand clearly what is virtual image and real image. So, see here, what is real image? So suppose say, let us consider a mirror. Now you have a mirror in your house. This is your mirror, plain mirror. One side is coated, silver coated. Now if you stand in front of this mirror, you get a image, exact image at same distance. So this is you consider as an object and your image is found in the mirror. Now what type of mirror is found in your home mirror? What type of mirror is found in your home mirror? So yourself, so your image, a boy and his image. Now this I cannot call as real object because the rays are diverging. Now what kind of object is formed? What kind of image is formed? This image, is this image is a real image? Is this image is a real image or virtual image? Or virtual image? Real image or virtual image? So in case of mirror, if you consider the real object, you should always get a virtual image. You never get a real image. You should always having a virtual image. So this is now called as a virtual image. So you should always have a real object, a virtual image in a plain mirror. So plain mirror will always produce a virtual image. Now you understand the homemade mirrors are, we have different types of mirror. For example, if you take your shaving mirror is a concave mirror. So, but I am considering here is a plain mirror. Here is a plain mirror. For this plain mirror, here is an object, you get a virtual image. Keep it in mind, always for a real object in a plain mirror, you get a virtual image. Now, what is this virtual image? We will discuss it here, but how you define the real image? So, that means in a plain mirror, if you consider a real object, that is myself, if I stand in front of the mirror, I get a virtual image, but not a real image. I get a virtual image. So I want to define what is a real image. What is a real image? So this you understand here, the plain mirror will generate a virtual image. The plain mirror will generate a virtual image for a real object. So now this plain mirror will generate a virtual image. Now how you get the real image? Now for this I would like to consider, first I would like to consider a lens, convex lens, convex lens example where the real image is formed convex lens. I would like to consider convex lens. Suppose this is a double convex lens. Now this is a double convex lens. We will discuss in lens concept in our next lectures. This is a convex lens. Now here we have an object. Now light is incident. Now you get a, this is real object. You get real image. This is real image. Okay, this is one example. Now next example is where in which cases the real image is formed. In lenses, sometimes you get the real images. Now, I would like to consider a mirror. This what kind of mirror this is? We will discuss mirror concept in the next video lectures. This is a mirror. Now, this mirror is a concave mirror. Concave mirror. Outside coating is concave mirror. We will discuss this in later classes. This is a concave mirror, your shading mirror. Now, in this case, if you take any object, this object is real object, you get a real image. That real image is, you get a real image like this. This is object and this is a real image. But this real image is inverted. This also we will discuss in later classes. But try to understand in which cases you get a real images. So one thing is, in convex mirror you get the real image, in concave mirror you get the real image. But is there a chance to produce a real image in mirror? Yes, there is a chance. That also I will discuss. So two things: real image is formed in concave mirror. So this is the object, but this is the inverted image you get. This inverted image is a real image. Okay. And first case is, in convex mirror you get a real image. Now let us see how a real image is produced in mirrors, plain mirrors. Real image is produced in mirrors. So as you know, this is a mirror. Just now we defined what is a virtual object. Virtual object. This is a virtual object. O dash is a virtual object. Virtual object, I told you that incident rays are converging. Incident rays are converging. Now an incident, this is a just now we defined this is a virtual object. Now this is a virtual object, right? This is a virtual object. Be careful about this. This is a virtual object. So for this virtual object, I got a real image. How? Now what happens here? These rays are reflected back and meeting at this point. Now this point I consider as a real image. See, simple thing, simple. So for a virtual object, I get a real image in a plane mirror. But for a real object, I don't get a real image in a plane mirror. You have to clear about this point. For a real object, you get a virtual image in a plane mirror always. But if you consider a virtual object, for this virtual object, you get a real image. How it is? See, in this case, this real image. See, in this case, what happens? I am considering the virtual object. Now you define just virtual object. I defined in the previous case. The virtual object is simply the rays are converging. Now what happens? The rays are converging. Now at this point, it is reflected back and meeting at this point. In this case, a real image is formed. That is, for a virtual object, you get a real image. So real image, the rays are converging. Real images are formed and the rays are converging. You get the real image. See, the rays are converging here, so you get a real image. I hope you understand this, how a real image is formed. Real image is formed in convex, lens and concave mirror. We have many choices. Here also you can produce the real image. That real image is simply, I consider virtual object. From that virtual object, I get a real image. So in this real image, the rays are converging. So the rays are converging, you get a real image. Now in this case, for virtual image, rays appears to converging. That I can consider as diverging. So I will now we'll see virtual image. As usual, you can consider a mirror. You can consider a real object. Now what happens when this real object, the rays are, I told you the rays are diverging. This is a real object. Now at this point they reflected back and it satisfies laws of reflection. So this is reflected back. Now if you extend this reflected rays, they are meeting at a point. Now this is considered as a virtual image. But our perception that the rays are diverging behind the mirror. The rays are coming behind the mirror. Actually, there is no light which is passing behind the mirror. But our perception that the rays are diverging, behind the mirror. That's what I write as a diverging. but appears to be converging. Appears to be converging. So here the virtual image, you understand, virtual image rays appears to converging, but it appears to diverging. It appears to diverging. So this is a virtual image. One thing you should understand, real image, real image is simply cinema screen. Cinema screen is a real image. You can approach this screen, but virtual image you can't see the, you can't approach the virtual image. You can't directly see the virtual image. So, but you can see the real image, right? Real images are formed due to rays are converging. Virtual images are due to rays appears to converging, but our perception is it is like a diverging. It is like a diverging. So this is virtual image and this is real image. So you understand that real object, the rays are simply diverging. Virtual object, the rays are converging. Real image, the rays are converging. Virtual image, the rays are diverging. The rays are diverging or appears to converging. I hope you understand what is real image, virtual image, real object and virtual object. We'll go for the next concept. Now principle of reversibility. Principle of reversibility. So what is principle of reversibility? According to this principle, when the incident rays are reversed, when the incident rays are reversed, then it retraces its original path. What is this? According to this principle, when the incident rays are reversed, then it retraces its original path. Or simple, I can understand. You can understand as image position and object position are interchangeable. Image position and object positions are interchangeable. So simple principle of reversibility is simple. According to this principle, when the incident rays are reversed, then it retraces its original path. Image position and object positions are interchangeable. That is, image positions and object positions are interchangeable. Now see here, suppose I would like to consider a mirror. This is a plain mirror, plain smooth mirror. Now I have an object here. This is object O. One thing you remember, for any object in a plane mirror, the image is formed the same distance, and if you draw the line from the image to the plane mirror, it is normal. It should be always normal to this plane. So this is object and you have a image here. Now for this object, here is an image. Now this, what I said, image position and object positions are interchangeable. This may be now considered as an object. Now for this object, here you get the image according to principle of reversibility. I hope you understand what I am saying is, the first thing, this is the object, you get the image here. Now according to the principle of reversibility, this image will act as an object. For this object you get a image. For this object you get a image. This is simply principle of reversibility. Principle of reversibility. So in the next class we will discuss about the mirrors. So mirrors are again classified as plane mirrors and curved mirrors. Again curved mirrors are classified as concave mirror and convex mirror. All those are discussed in the next video. Please watch it. Okay. Jai Hind.